Hey guys, this is Jay Calder by JAYONBOXING here giving you a personal prediction for Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. And as always, this is just my take. Your prediction can be left down in the comments section below. Would love to hear them all. But before we get started, feel free to like, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. Definitely helps out the channel and I greatly appreciate it. And a little bit of fight info here. We have Devin Haney taking on Ryan Garcia as mentioned. This will be at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, airing live on DAZN pay-per-view in the junior welterweight division with Haney's WBC junior welterweight title on the line. Definitely a fight that has people talking. For a fight with such wide odds, it's getting buzz. Maybe not for all the right reasons. While all press is good press to some degree, it's a bit hard to see all the good in the way both sides have gone about drumming up support for this one. From fighting when the fight was announced, to conspiracy theories, to hints of potential racism, just wow. That said, both are talented and have some serious skills and some power. With Haney, more skills. With Garcia, it's more power. However, that's only if we get these two in the ring. With Garcia in his recent Alex Jones phase, you question if he will make it to the fight, or if he should be allowed to fight. He's also not always taken his weight so seriously. With Haney, he's a big 140-pounder already. Now, to be fair, he's always shown up in shape and underweight, don't get me wrong. But there's always a first time for missing weight too, and you do wonder if this will potentially catch up with him. Still, if they manage to get in the ring, it could actually be entertaining if both are at their best. So, will skills pay the bills for Haney, or does the massive left hook of Garcia get the win? Let's break this one down and find out. Starting up with the champion here, for Haney to win, you want to catch Garcia reaching. Garcia can at times put a bit too much into his work, looking for that big shot. Punchers can fall in love with their power, and as a sharp counterpuncher, Haney should make him pay in those moments. When Ryan throws that fast left hook, naturally there is danger, but if you step back and make him reach, you can exploit the opening. Garcia drops that guard hand as that hook is thrown. That side is definitely available for a shot. When more on the inside, if angled right, you can throw a quick right hand as you step away from the power. But even simpler, get the jab going. It throws him off balance and lets you reset and takes a lot of steam out of that left hook. You can also dip to the opposite side of his left hook and throw your own once you're safely avoiding his. Dipping off to the side can also show his body and it being open, and you can definitely commit to the body. You commit early enough and land with some spite, you can even tire him out late and sap some of that energy and power we've talked about. You have a tiny reach advantage, so when you are on the outside, be patient and let the overzealous Garcia make the mistakes, and you can capitalize in those moments. I would also say let singles lead to doubles. Haney is methodical. He's not going to overcommit or show too much of his hand. He doesn't have a lot of tells to exploit. It works for him because his size and skills. He's pinpoint with mostly everything. However, in order to tame someone that really believes in their power like Garcia, when you aren't a massive puncher yourself, you have to get through the gears and make them think, make them second guess coming in. For Haney, that starts with a jab, and a busy jab. He's got a great one, and it's how he tends to find his timing, his distance, and his rhythm. However, over the course of the fight, that jab needs to build to more work. Now, obviously, that can lead to a double jab, but it can also set up that backhand, but in a couple of ways. Obviously, using the jab as a blinder, but also feinting with it and leading with the right hand. You do that very well as well. Once you start getting that lead right hand going, then a lot of the other work will come in, and Garcia will try to be more active to fend you off, and you can counter this as mentioned. Also, as I said, that body will be open and you attack it well. He's been hurt there, and it could lower the guard. Then you can really get those combinations flowing, but you have to be busy and not just throwing those single shots. They have to be in bunches at some point. Build into the fight as the rounds progress, and you can start to put some real damage into him round by round. And finally, be mindful of the left. And as I've been alluding to this whole time with Garcia, you have to be mindful of that left hand. He has decent pop in the right as well, but the left hook is the shot that you need to be wary of. At times, it can almost be a hard shot to prepare for because of a few reasons. For starters, he doesn't throw it in perfect moments. He throws it off a feel. On top of that, he has very fast hands. So when he decides to throw it, he throws it pretty quickly and you don't exactly know when it's going to get there. Naturally, you want to circle away from that power to your left when you are looking to move laterally. Again, this helps make him reach with that blow as mentioned, and that can allow you to walk him into shot. But it also, again, keeps you safe. But that also gives you the chance with that jab to land in those moments as well, stepping off to that side, which, as I've mentioned, will be the key that opens the door for the rest of your offense, as per usual when you're on your game. You can move to your other side and maybe into that power, so to speak, when you're at the right range, when you're out of his distance. This is kind of as a way of switching things up and setting traps for Garcia. But when in range, when you can be touched with it, you just don't want to give him those chances. So make sure you get Garcia reaching, work that jab, and build into more work and circle away from that power. And you should give yourself a solid chance of taking the win. Now, switching over to Garcia here, for Garcia to win, you want to snap in the left hook. This shouldn't be a surprise for Ryan or anyone else. Garcia needs to get the left hook going. However, he shouldn't rely solely on that shot. That's fool's gold. But it does need to be in play to give him a chance in this one. That said, how you're setting up the shot and how you're throwing it are equally important. It can't just be flung around on a hope. It needs a bit of finesse to get there on someone defensively sound like Haney. Part of that entails jabbing. You want to get him occupied with that jab and expecting the jab. Then you want to turn that shot over and whip that hook in that he may not be expecting, especially with your speed. And the idea of whipping it in should be emphasized. It shouldn't be loaded up or thrown so hard. You have natural power in that shot. So whip it in really just fast. Let the fluidity of it happen so that you can get there quicker. The speed of it will hurt him more than you trying to emphasize power. Haney is usually the faster fighter. This might be a rare time when he's at least facing a young foe that might match him in that department. Rely on that more than the power itself to get the shots home. And that's particularly true of your most important shot. So get the jab going, feint with it, and turn it over when you catch him and catch his timing, and the speed of that shot might surprise him. I would also say break through the distance. While Haney doesn't have massive reach on you, he does have an inch or two. When he's the one throwing straighter shots and you're trying to get in hooks a lot of the time, especially that left as mentioned, that little difference matters. So you have to find a way to break that distance down and get closer. Simply keeping your hands up and applying smart pressure is a good start. Cut off the ring. Don't try to follow or chase him around. Really cut off those exits and then just touch him up with shots as he looks to move. Then corner him or pin him on the ropes. He's not going to be easy to pin down, so that means you will need to be consistent with that pressure. Try to tire him mentally as you're applying it. Almost be willing to take a shot here or there to stay on him, as long as it's not a clean shot. Eventually, he will have to sit down and fight. Maybe even trade, which might benefit you. This can also be helped along if you land to the body a bit when getting in close. You aren't a prolific body attacker, but it will be important to hit anything Haney gives you. Hit him in the chest, the shoulder, just make him feel like he's getting touched up. You don't want to rush your work, as that can lead to mistakes, but you want to let Haney know he isn't dictating the terms or controlling the fight or distance. So touch him up and press forward. Take the center ring, press him back, and look to pin him back. The more you get him and kind of sit still and trade, the better chance you have of landing something fight altering. And finally, be wary of the counter. You believe in your power. You want to get it there, and you aren't always patient with it. Against lower level guys, you have enough speed and power to make up for potential mistakes. Against the Haney types, it won't fly. While you want to land the left hook, you can't throw it with reckless abandon. It has to be set up, or Haney will step to the side and make you pay for the mistake. So you want to press forward and apply pressure, but not just for the sake of coming forward. You will walk into those counters and create that double impact for Haney. Why give him that? You have to be more measured. Do what you're doing with reason. Keep that right hand to your chin when you throw that left hook. Keep your hands up when you're cutting off the ring and trying to touch him up and corner him. Haney isn't a massive puncher, but he has what you call respectable pop. He hits hard enough that, especially if you let him get free shots in, it will make you think twice about coming in. You don't want to get in your head that way. Set that left hook up intelligently, touch him up as you press forward, and be mindful of those counters. You might have some success in this fight. And in terms of my pick here, while Garcia has the power and Haney has shown an ability to be stunned before, I'm rolling with the champ on this one. I think Haney starts sharp, uses that jab, and dictates the terms from the gate. Maybe in those first few rounds, Garcia might have the speed that Haney has to adjust to, and he might have his moments. However, once Haney gets a read, he will use that jab to set up more punishing work down the stretch and control things. The fight will slow down in those middle frames. Haney will control the action and pile up points, with the lead backhand becoming a much bigger factor as the fight progresses. It's not in Haney's nature to go for the finish, so he likely doesn't get it unless Garcia makes big mistakes, but I think Ryan will take credit in finishing a fight that he loses wide, but definitely does lose. Winner, Devin Haney via unanimous decision. And in terms of the betting odds here, as you can see, Haney is a massive favorite at -950, with Garcia coming in at a +580. To be truthful, you can find odds that are a little closer, even a little wider in some cases. It's been all over the place with kind of the erratic nature of the build-up to this fight, but these are the odds I'm going with here. In terms of the over-under, you also have it set at 10.5, with the over being a -260 and the under being a +190. To me, the under makes a lot of sense. Ryan has been stopped and dropped and can be tagged, and Haney has wobbled as well, and Garcia can crack. So considering the rest of the odds, they're kind of dead ends. That could be fun for me on a small wager type thing when it's basically 2-1. You like the long shot, of course, and a guy who can bang like Garcia, 6 to 1's not bad either, but in any event, those are your odds. And my prediction record as of this recording is 24-8 with 13 exact, but let me know your thoughts, your bets, your picks, all that good stuff down in the comments. And of course, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, check out all the social media here. And be sure to visit JAYONBOXING.com for schedule, results, betting odds, grades, rankings, and more. And as always, until next time.